Hello everyone, and now for my next comedy story. So I want to start out by making a disclaimer that I've been a deer hunter my entire adult life, and probably from the time I was 12 I started deer hunting, and since the time I've been about 20 on, I've been pretty serious about it. Last 5 years I've taken off a little bit, but my whole life I've been a very extremely serious deer hunter. I bow hunt. I've shot a bobcat with my bow, which is extremely hard. I've seen video to where people tried shooting bobcats before from head on, where they can see you and they're fast enough to avoid arrows. It was like I don't know, I saw a science thing somewhere where they were saying that they're that fast that they can avoid your arrows if they see it coming. But I've shot a turkey. I've shot 150 inch big bucks, 12 pointer and 11 pointer that were giant. And I've done a lot of bow hunting and spent a lot of hours in the woods. I've spent probably, I couldn't even tell the thousands of hours in the woods I've spent not seeing a thing, not doing anything but waking up early at the break of dawn, trudging out in the middle of the woods, getting eaten by bugs, freezing my butt off. Sometimes either one or the other. You're either gonna get eaten by bugs or you're gonna be very cold. That's usually the only two options that you have when you go deer hunting. So I've spent so many thousands of hours in the woods in those scenarios and not seen a thing. Just wake up, go in the woods for 5 hours. A lot of times I'll spend all day out there from sun up till sundown and not see a thing and just be disheartened and beat. Anyways, I want to make that disclaimer perfectly clear that I've spent and done my time and paid my due diligence. So, it was deer season and it was rifle season, and I'd been on these bucks that were running around, and my neighbor had told me of a giant buck that had been running around, and the previous year I had shot a good buck with my bow, and I was like, hey man, I shot your deer, I'm so sorry. He was like, oh, let me see a picture of it, and I showed him a picture. He was like, oh well, that's not it. I was like, that's a 150 inch deer, big giant 12 point. And I was like, that's not it. He's like, no, that's not it. I'm like, So I'm hunting and it's rifle season, and I knew this deer was running around, and I thought I'd seen him the night before, but I wasn't sure. So I wake up the next morning, and like I said, I was out hunting the night before, and I wake up the next morning and I'm just getting ready to go to work. I mean, I wake up, get everything going, and I'm in my boxers, getting ready to get dressed for the day, and I go to the bathroom, and I'm going to the bathroom, and as I'm going to the bathroom, there's a window right behind the toilet, and I look out the window, and there in my backyard is El Grande, freaking bullwinkle, right there in the backyard. So I immediately kept myself from going number 2 right there, and went and turned around, and I had my gun already there right from the night before. So I go running through my house and I get my gun, and I'm just like, oh my God, he's right there. And I'm so excited, and I'm running through the house all boom, 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 boom. And it was a trailer set on a concrete foundation, or not a trailer, but a modular set on a concrete foundation. And so I went, and I come, and I get to my back door, and I look. Well, my genius running through the house went boom, 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 and scared all the deer. Now, when I looked out, I didn't realize, because obviously I just saw bullwinkle and lost everything, but I realized that there were probably 5 or 6 other bucks right there, and there were probably about the same amount of does, and I'm pretty sure one of those does was an estrus, and all these bucks were chasing her because it was the rut, and that's what time of year it was. And so immediately I get to the back door thinking I want to be all sneaky walking out, and I look and they're just bolting, all of them, all these deer, and I'm like, oh, he's getting away. And so I kick open the back door and I run out on the back porch, and I'm looking at the back porch, and I pull up and I'm looking, and the edge of my trailer is like right here, so I only got, or the house or whatever it is, and it's right here, so I only got so long before, again, they're all going this way, crossing. And I'm like, oh man, so I'd see them and they'd go, because what they'd do is my yard was open and they'd hit the tree line, and then once they hit the tree line, they'd cut over. And so I look and I'm looking for him, and I'm like, oh, that's not him, horns, nope. And just right at the last second, he was running full tilt as fast as he could go, and I seen him right at the last second. I mean, right at the edge of my house where I couldn't shoot anymore. I'd shoot my house, and I seen him and dropped him. I shot him. And I got him, I think, in the spine. It wasn't the best shot, but I got him to where he couldn't move. And then I was able to get up and finish him. but it was 180-inch, 16-point monster. That's the biggest deer I've ever shot by far, and he is a monster. And I shot him in my boxers off my back porch. A yard deer, if you will. That's what my buddies tend to call it, is a yard deer, and they tend to give me a little bit of crap. But I just want to make absolutely certain that just because I shot a monster El Grande yard deer doesn't mean I didn't put in the work and put in the thousands of hours in the woods and freeze my ass off and do countless work to put in that lucky deer. But it is the deer of a lifetime. I'm going to go ahead and post some videos and pics of it here. I'm going to probably post some pics of my other two that I shot with my bow to show the hard work that I did put in and spent the many hours out there. And yeah, it's just that was a pretty funny experience doing all that. And I did end up showing the pictures to my neighbor, and he hasn't talked to me since. So you'll have that. But it was it's just funny. All those hunters out there, just, you never know when opportunity will knock. And I'm sorry that I shot that thing in the yard. I know it's disheartening, and that's how it works sometimes. You know, there's so many times where I went out in the woods and been all the way out there, and then you hear somebody just having a monster in their yard, or you see it in the yard. It's just at night or something like that, to where it's just right behind your house. You know, and nature's sneaky. You never know. I think they even know sometimes. But yeah, that's just another funny little story. I figured I'd share with you guys. Thanks for keeping up. I'm going to be posting stories like this once a week for all the year. So stay posted, and I'll be sure to keep them coming. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everything. Have a good one.